If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life.
Well, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of Ted Talks Guitars and Black Gloves. No, not really, guys. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, man. In this video, we are going to be tackling the Batman guitar neck. You may remember in the previous video, we tackled the Super Twin Superman guitar neck. These guitars are from Six Flags Incorporated, made in China, year unknown. If you'd like to see the journey of the Super Twin guitars, man, you can do so in the playlist in the description below. Just look for Super Twins. Anyway, the Superman neck had 4 unlevel frets. We did level them. We did crown and polish the frets. We did clean and condition the fingerboard. By contrast, the Batman guitar neck has 0, and I'm saying 0, unlevel frets and no sharp fret edges to speak of whatsoever. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to tackle the Batman neck, Jack. So we're going to move right to crowning and polishing. I'm just going to take my crowning file. Now guys, I'm going to use my StewMac 300 grit crowning file just because I have it. It is very expensive. You do not need to buy one, but I have it, so I'm going to use it, Jack. I could use my Amazon file should I want to. This file tends to take a little bit of meat off of a fret, particularly if I get a little rambunctious, and I can get a little rambunctious. If you hung out on the channel, you already know that. Oh, by the way, if it's your first time, welcome, Jack. Glad to have you on the journey of Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Hey, special shout out to the Jacks, the channel members, you understand? And hey, man, whether you're a channel member or not, anybody who hangs out with me in any video whatsoever and spends any bit of time, just know that I consider you a Jack. Jack. So my friends, since we did not have to level any frets, we're just going to crown them just a little bit, just to make sure everything's copacetic like. We will move straight to polishing the frets after doing that. And yeah, man, after I check them with my fret rocker to make sure I don't jack anything up in the process. But we don't need to start with 320 grit, you understand, because we ain't leveling any of these frets, Jack. So we're probably going to start with, I'll call it 5 to 600. And then we'll do a little bit of 800. We'll do a little bit of 12 to 1500. We'll do a little bit of 2000, you understand, and we'll top all that off with 2500 and a little steel wool action, 4/0 steel wool action for the win, my friends. Well, guys, man, why don't you run out to the kitchen, get yourself a snack and a beverage, and come on back to the workbench, man. We got some work to do, Jack. Let's get into it, baby. Well, all right, my friends. Batman neck has been completed on the fretwork and the fingerboard anyway. So, my friends, you may or may not have ascertained from the fast forward video that I messed up. And we don't clean our mistakes up at Ted Talks Guitars and Life. We own them. And so, my friends, you may or may not have noticed in the fast forward vid because it was flying by, Jack. And you're welcome. Who wants to watch 45 minutes of that stuff? Maybe you do. Put it in the comments. I'd be glad to slow my roll on the next go round. But here's the thing. So although we did not have any high frets on the Batman guitar neck, I was just a little bit too aggressive with my crowning file. And I produced on this guitar neck several high frets to the extent that I had to do some fret leveling, Jack. But we did it. We got it done. And then after leveling the frets and crowning the frets, we polished the frets. We began with 320 since I did have to do quite a bit of leveling work to rectify my situation that I caused, Jack. We did 320, we did a little bit of 600, we did some 800, we did some 1200 to 1500, we did some 2000 and some 2500 grit sandpaper for the win. Topped all that off with a little bit of 4/0 sandpaper. Nope, 4/0 steel wool. There you go. Don't worry, we'll edit that part out. We don't edit mistakes. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that part, man. Yeah, we cleaned and prepped the board with Dunlap 01 cleaner and prep for the old fingerboard persuasion. We topped that off with a little bit of Ultimate Lemon Oil, Dunlap 65 fretboard conditioner, my friends. So the Batman neck, like the Superman neck, could use a little bit of love on the backside. So we will be taking sandpaper to these guitar necks, and we're going to do a couple of things to both of them. Let me get them. Now I think you're going to be able to tell in the video that the Superman fingerboard is much darker, or maybe you can't tell in the light, bad lighting here at the channel. This is a much darker kind of a fingerboard than this. This looks more like natural rosewood. I think the frets look pretty good. What do you guys think about that? Yep. And again, this is Superman. You saw this in the last vid if you hang on the channel. If you missed that, you can see it in the playlist in the description below. All right, so now what we're going to do, having copacetically leveled, crowned, polished, cleaned and conditioned fingerboards, there's an end on both sides of the guitar heel, if you will. I did take my leveling beam and got rid of those screw hole nibs. On both of these guitar necks, what we really need to do, man, is we really need to come in here with some 1500 sandpaper to 2000 sandpaper and smooth this out. You can kind of tell all the ridges, maybe. When I do this, I feel bumps. And that's not a horrible thing, but for me, look, if these guitars are going to come through my shop, they're going to leave the way I want them. Okay, so we're going to take sandpaper and we're going to cup the sandpaper, and we're going to do this situation right here until we get that smooth to where I like it. And once that's smooth, then we're going to condition that with a little bit of True Oil, and we're going to buff that out, do it again, and then we'll come back with some Howard Feed and Wax for that silky smoothness, Jack. The headstock on both guitar necks, what we need to do is fill all of these holes. I'm going to order tuners, and I will not be using these holes because the tuners that I'm going to order will more than likely be 10 mil ferrule holes, and these are 8. So I'm going to need to ream these out. Okay. So on the back of the neck, we need to sand it down, both of these. We need to copacetically fill all of our screw holes here for our machine heads, as it were. And yeah, then what we're going to do is bore out these ferrules to be 10 mil, as I said, for our new machine heads. I'm not quite sure about the front of the headstock. I am toying with the idea of painting those black. Guys, what do you think about that, man? Think we ought to paint these black so that it matches the body of the guitar? I don't know. I'm thinking about that. I do think that I am going to end up with black tuners, black string trees, and a black tusk nut here on both of these guitar headstocks. All right, guys. Well, let's fill some holes, man. Man, let's fill some holes. Man, I pray that you are having a great day wherever you are, man, that you're surrounded by people who love and affirm you, Jack. People who get you, that's what I'm saying, man. People who champion you, people who support you, people who make you want to be a better version of you, Jack. Man, not that there's anything wrong with the you that you are right now, but I think all of us want to be a little bit better than we were yesterday, man. I think that's a common kind of a thought. Maybe it's not. You can tell me if that's not the case for you, but for me, man, I want to be a better version of me tomorrow than I am today, Jack. And guys, look, you may not know this, but you helped me to be a better version of me, man. And I'm not just talking about guitars, man. I appreciate the friendship that we're developing. I appreciate very much you guys taking any time to hang out on the channel, sure. But more than that, man, I appreciate the friendships that we are building. And I appreciate all of you who hang on the channel, man. Hey, special shout out to the channel members, the jacks as it were. But hey, man, look, whether you are a member of the channel or not, man, if you spend any time with me at all in my crazy adventures, just know that I consider you a jack. Jack, what's he doing? Well, I'm cutting the tips of these Q-tips. Q-tips? No. Nope. I am cutting the tips of the toothpicks off because when I fill that hole up, I want as much of the width of that toothpick in that hole as I can get. And so if I have the toothpick ends on there, the hole will not be copacetically filled. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we're almost there. We've got quite a few holes to fill here, guys. So 12 by my count. So we'll just keep on trucking, my friends. I'm gonna start cutting these in half-ish, something like that. Yep, 2, 4, 6. Yep, kind of the way math works. 8, 10. Yep. All right. I'm going to cut a couple extra just in case, man. Sometimes you never know. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Type Bond 3. It's just the glue that I use, guys. Let me glove up for this exercise and let me fast forward through all this, guys. Just know, man, that while I'm fast forward, man, I am appreciating and digging the fact that you're on the channel with me. Well, all right, my friends, we have copacetically filled these holes with toothpicks and glued them in there. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'll come back later and I'll clip those down, and then I'll take my leveling beam and do a little All right, I'll be back. my friends, the best part about making a list is checking things off. What did we accomplish in this video? Well, we accomplished our fretwork. Actually, we did the Superman fretwork in the last vid. Oh, look, I'm going to need a new Sharpie. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, fretwork on both guitars. We did ream the headstock ferrule holes. We did copacetically fill the holes. Tuner holes, that is. Reshaping the headstock, I'm not quite sure I'm going to do that. I'm still contemplating that idea, guys. Put it in the comments. What do you think? Should we reshape this headstock? Should we cut this extra beak off right here? Or leave it as is? I really don't know. So sorry if I made anybody nervous. Sorry, not sorry, guys. I just do what I do. Put my reamer in the drill. Made short work of reaming those holes out. This drill is prone to die. So I'm gonna charge my battery while we're talking about it, man. Oh man. Well, guys, the Super Twin Guitar Rescue is moving right along, isn't it? I do have some parts that I've got in a basket. I guess it's time to hit buy and get some stuff shipped over to me. But yeah, guys, so I'm also considering painting the headstocks black. What do you guys think, man? I don't know. Let me remind you what the bodies look like, at least one of them, if I can get them. You don't have to worry about this one. Don't give that another thought. This is the one, however, that I wanted to show you. So here's Superman. I mean, don't you think, man, that a black headstock would be so much better than that bare wood, man? Man, I think so. I think I got to paint those headstocks, guys. And everybody who hangs on the channel knows how much I love to paint. Oh, man. What am I doing? Refinishing another guitar headstock. J-Man, what am I thinking, bro? All right, guys. Well, I think that's going to do it for this one. It's really all I can do outside of, I took my green Scotch-Brite pad and I smoothed these out pretty well. It's smooth to the touch. I am going to take some sandpaper. I need to find my 2000 grit sandpaper. If I can't, I might have to get some, order some, and that'll set me back a little bit. Not financially, I mean it will a little bit, but I'm just saying in terms of the project timeline. But the other thing is that at the timing of this video, I am scheduled to go out of town tomorrow for about 4 days. So I'm not going to be working on this for another week. So anyway, guys, so when we come back, we will either tackle painting those headstocks or not, and just putting the parts on them. And again, I've got some other equipment coming that will need, hardware coming that will need to reassemble before we reassemble the guitars. I do need to rewire all the electronics, but that is another day in a completely different video. Jack, guys, I can't thank you all enough for any minute of your time that you spend hanging out on my crazy journeys with me, man, on this wacky channel we call Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Man, thank you all so much. You guys are the best.
As always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, man, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Rock on with your best selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.